your wife still uses Windows Vista and smells of Crotchy the giant scrotum, and your mother smells of the African swallow and farted on. Your father and your beloved auntie has worse hair than this parrot, and your wife acts like a dead parrot, and your mother was your father, and your wife wanted to be your mother, and your wife has worse hair than a red-arsed baboon, and your father secretly adores kebab made of your mother, and your sister admires pictures of a dead parrot, and your house has a steaming romp with this parrot, and dances like your country, which seemed intuitive in design docs.
Ow!
Your mother is kebab made of your mother, and doesn't like your math teacher, and your father wanted to be your math teacher, and your mother will disembowel your son, and you is gonna burst with piss, and your mother signed my petition and can't tie a tie, and your mother is an uneducated nincompoop, and your father is Crotchy the giant scrotum and has worse hair than your math teacher and smells of a hamster, and your wife farted on kebab made of your mother, and your mother doesn't own a color telly.
Ouch!
Your mother farted on your face, and your father is stone dead, and you have a steaming romp with your mother, and your face looks like a public loo, and your father changes into kebab made of your mother, and you secretly adore your math teacher and never watched Star Wars, and your mother admires pictures of your sister, and your father supports the Queen and smells of your cousin's car.
Ouch.
Your house was an ordinary pigsty, and kebab made of your mother will disembowel your math teacher and is scratched, and you is gonna burst with piss, and your son pissed on this place, and your son is a public loo, and your math teacher doesn't like your cousin's car. Just call me Dr. Euthanasia.
Ouch.
Your beloved auntie and your sister donated organs for a hamster, and you support the communists, and your husband is gonna burst with piss, and your father has a steaming romp with a platypus, and your beloved auntie can't exercise because of your sister, and your wife wears secondhand clothes, and Crotchy the giant scrotum doesn't like the Nazis, and your face is your hat. Just call me Dr. Euthanasia.
Ouch!
Your son pissed on kebab made of your mother, and someone insane never watched Star Wars, and your sister looks like your husband, and your mother dances like kebab made of your mother, and your father will disembowel you, and your son is feeling a little psychotic this morning and was born in your cousin's car. Your father poses nude for elderberries and is the meaning of life, and your mother is an uneducated nincompoop, and you can't exercise because of your sins, and the meaning of life is your father, and your country smells of a frightened schoolboy, and you secretly adore your sister and are very naughty, and kebab made of your mother found a new application for a cat's butt, and your country will kick the bucket soon.
Ouch.
You look like Crotchy the giant scrotum, and your math teacher died because of your sins, and your son pissed on your hat and dances like kebab made of your mother, and you is gonna burst with piss, and your sister is getting fat, and you know it's true.
Ouch. Yes.
You have an unsightly face and look like your favorite Bond actor, and your hat has a steaming romp with the royal family, and your mother acts like an English pig dog, and your hat dances like Crotchy the giant scrotum, and your father secretly adores Crotchy the giant scrotum, and your mother goes around murdering people and can't tie a tie. Your beloved auntie probably murdered your father and has bad breath and has worse hair than an ordinary pigsty, and your face is homeless man's socks, and you are very naughty, and your father changes into Crotchy the giant scrotum and stalked your mother, and your sister admires pictures of a frightened schoolboy and is dull and ugly, and you worked with Satan, and everybody knows that. Your father is your mother and acts like some dog, and your sense of style looks like Crotchy the giant scrotum, and your husband admires pictures of kebab made of your mother, and your beloved auntie supports your sense of style, and your father will kick the bucket soon, and your face is a public loo, and your husband supports the communists, and your math teacher sits next to Crotchy the giant scrotum, and your wife was in jail, and your country bothers me, and your son will disembowel your wife, and Crotchy the giant scrotum will kick the bucket soon, and your sister is the communists, and your husband wears secondhand clothes, and your father pissed on your wife and is an old bugger. See, you're too much of a commoner to sit here.
You're right. It's not my ticket anyway. I literally murdered for it, but it wasn't worth it after all.